72, out riding for my second day in a row. Believe it or not, two days in a row getting a ride. This whole month has sucked. I've hardly gotten a ride at all. But I'm gonna enjoy it, sweat my ass off today. Let's see if I can handle. I don't know if I can hang with the visor being down or not. It's so damn hot. It's too hot for my full face, but I wanted to vlog, so I brought it. I think what I'm going to do today is I'm heading down to Antelope Valley Harley Davidson. I want to check out some 2017s. What I really want to look at is the Street Glide Special. But no, I don't get to be like everybody else. I don't get to come home with one. I'm happy with my baby anyway. That's alright. As much as I want a Street Glide Special, my baby's good. I do have a Harley store that's about 5 minutes away from my house, but it's really small. I was in there last week. They had one 2017 on the floor and it had been sold already, so you couldn't even touch it. Which I kind of expected that. The store doesn't get the new ones in for a while. The two that I like to go to are AV and Simi Valley Harley. Now we got Top Rocker Harley also. It's kind of in between here and Simi. Which I forget what the name of that place was before, but the new ownership took it over and they've improved the store a lot. I don't know if the previous ownership just didn't have enough money to keep good stock in there or what. But it wasn't a great store. They didn't have very much. Like I said, I don't know why, so I don't want to criticize them. But from what I could see lately is they're just selling a ton of bikes at Top Rocker now. I follow them on Twitter and Instagram. It's every day you're seeing somebody's picture, like multiple pictures of people with their new bike. And they gotta be for like the LA area. They've got to be one of the highest selling for the 2017 so far, because it's daily seeing brand new bikes roll out of there, which is kind of cool. I've never been to their store. One of these days I'll go check it out, but where it's at is kind of a high traffic area and just doesn't sound like much fun on a weekday. So I know one of the salesmen at Antelope Valley Harley. He's a good dude. He'll let me go out and take a test ride. I think he has to go with me. He doesn't care. He'll take me for a test ride even if he knows I'm not here to buy it today. I just want to check it out. But then again, I still feel bad doing it, so I probably won't. I feel like I'm wasting their time and putting miles on their bike just to go for a little joyride. I don't know if they have any to rent there or not yet. I did rent one of their 2016 standard Street Glides for a day. It was pretty fun, but it's pretty pricey too. If I remember correctly, it was close to 300 bucks. So renting one is like your first month's payment. Dude behind me in this child molester van is pissing me off, getting up on my ass. I was kind of hoping he was going to go straight and not turn here. Anyway, I'll probably pop in and out while I'm riding. There's no point in filming the whole way there. I don't have all that much to talk about. And it's going to take me probably 45 minutes to get there. So I'll save some battery. Maybe I'll, if I do go on a test ride, maybe I'll film that. As if everybody wants to see yet another first ride on a Street Glide. I feel like I'm the last one in the world that hasn't ridden one yet. Hey y'all, I'm back for a few minutes here. Thought about something that I kind of wanted to talk about. I was sitting at home last night. I know I mentioned in my vlog yesterday that I'm pretty sure my toe is broken when riding yesterday anyway, and I was in quite a bit of pain last night. Probably shouldn't have been riding. I shouldn't be riding today. I'm sure I'll pay for it tonight, but who cares? I'm out riding right now. That's all that matters. But it got me thinking of how much pain I was in last night, and I was thinking about all the times that I've actually had to respond to calls that people call 911 for things like stubbed toe or a toothache, and it just kind of cracks me up. I don't understand how people think that this is a 911 emergency. I don't ever want to discourage anybody from calling 911 when they feel that they need it, but I mean, come on, calling 911 for a stubbed toe? You know, we've been on numerous people that walk out to the end of the driveway and they're standing there waiting for us, and they jump on our gurney when we get there. And it just always cracks me up. There are like 3 cars in the driveway. So they'll jump on our gurney, we'll load them up, and we'll drive them to the hospital, and sure enough, for this non-emergency that they called 911 for, somebody will jump in the car and follow right behind us. It's like, oh my god, you could have just saved yourself $2,000 if you would have just walked to the car instead of walking to the driveway for us. So, being on that, it also made me think of another call that I went on this past week for a guy that was at work. He cut one of his fingers he cut one of his fingers off at the first knuckle, his pointer finger. So he kind of nubbed it a little bit. And his middle finger, the important one, was just destroyed. It was still there, but it was kind of hanging by a thread, and honestly, I don't know if they were going to be able to save it or not, because it was pretty messed up. Now this dude, tough as freaking nails, didn't complain at all. Had him all wrapped up to stop the bleeding. He told us what happened. He was even making jokes. So, I mean, this guy's possibly losing his fingers, and he's making jokes. And honestly, I don't think he even wanted to go in the ambulance with us. But because he was at work, he had to. So it's just crazy, the differences that you find in people. And I wanted to bow down to this dude, just because of how tough he was. I was really impressed with him. I was on a guy a while back that had gotten stabbed, and after being stabbed multiple times, he had obviously been in prison before. His whole body was covered in tattoos, and trying to start an IV line, he cried like a little bitch. That's just hilarious. Mr. Tough Guy with tattoos all over his body, and he's really complaining about an IV needle. I just don't get it. Anyway, what does everybody else think? I mean, I know if it weren't for the stupid calls, we probably wouldn't need half the staff that we have. And even though I've been there for a long time and I'm pretty high in seniority, I may be one of the people that just wouldn't be there if it weren't for the stupid calls. We wouldn't need so many units, we wouldn't need so many people, and you know, the people that did come to work, if it was only for true emergencies, would probably run like 2 or 3 calls in a 24-hour shift. You know, when it's the elderly person that calls because they've been throwing up, I get that. The elderly dehydrate easy, and throwing up can be a bad sign. It can really mess them up. But when you come across the 25-year-old dude that calls because he threw up one time, it's like, really, dude? Almost makes me want to ask them, when was your last menstrual period? Just kidding, ladies. Don't be offended. Anyway, I mean, during the daytime, I don't mind I don't care if it's stupid calls or not, we're running during the daytime regardless. But when you get woke up at 3 in the morning, when you've only had 20 minutes to lay down and it's for something that's just not an emergency, it's kind of crazy. You know, that we've had, on the other hand, at 3 in the morning when I don't want to be awake, people that really need to go, that flat out refuse. And, you know, I want to go back to bed. I would love to go back to the station, just climb back in bed, not have to take anybody. But they should know, at that hour, if I'm trying to convince you to let me take you to the hospital, there's a reason I'm trying to convince you. It's because I'm worried about you. never complain about getting woke up or having to run calls for true emergencies. So anyway, just a little food for thought. I hope that doesn't make me sound like an asshole. A lot of bikes out today. It's kind of nice. So anyway, that's all I had to talk about for now. I'll come back on later. Alright, so I'm in Lancaster now. Just down the street from Antelope Valley Harley Davidson. So I thought of another one of the old war stories to go with what I was talking about with the 911 calls. I was at a Kaiser hospital once, dropping somebody off for something pretty stupid. And while I was there, a car rolls up and they pull somebody out his face is just destroyed and bleeding. And we asked them what happened. Well, they were bringing him in, and they told us that a car fell off the jack stands and landed on his head. So it just cracked me up, because here we are bringing in somebody stupid that should have called 911 while all these guys are dropping off somebody that really should have called 911. I'm not even sure what the outcome was of that, because he had a pretty good head injury, so I don't know. Don't know how bad it was. Hopefully it was just superficial in his face, but could have been pretty ugly. So we'll be pulling into AV Harley here in just a second. It's like just a block away from the freeway. This is one of my two favorite Harley stores. This one and Simi Valley Harley. I actually got my bike at Simi Valley Harley. You know, again, not to impugn Top Rocker Harley, because I hear great things. I just haven't been there yet. I will eventually go in there and check them out, maybe buy one of their t-shirts. If nothing else, because they got a really cool name. Top Rocker Harley Davidson, that kind of stands out. I like it. There she is. The barn shield, baby. So anyway, I'm gonna go look around and I'll be back. Hey there everyone, on my way home from AV Harley. They only had one 2017 street light there. I went and checked it out. They're kind of busy, so I didn't want to bother them to try and take it for a test ride. I gotta just keep my eyes open for like a demo day. That way I don't have to feel bad about wasting their time. So sometime in between when I got out here and started heading back, it got really windy. It's quite common in this area. But for the most part I've been on the freeway, which just bores the hell out of me. So I had to get off the freeway. I'm going to take one of my favorite canyon roads back home. Taken you all on it before. It's called Solid Canyon. This one that goes by the wildlife reserve area. It's also the area that got burned really bad. God, I don't know if you guys are able to hear me right now. The wind is so bad going through my helmet. What everybody's told me, I'm actually better off not test riding a street glide because I won't want to leave it at the store. I want to take it home with me. Which is probably true, but I know I can't afford one, so I'm not worried about it. people live. So this is the back road here that runs pretty much the same route as Highway 14. Runs in between Santa Clarita and Antelope Valley. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop out of here. If I think of anything else to say, I'll come back on. Otherwise, I think I'll probably just videotape. I'll keep film my ride through the canyon area. Yeah, and I might post that. It's just ride footage. So anyway, talk to y'all later. It's been kind of nice being able to vlog 2 days in a row. So everybody be safe out there, and talk to you later. Bye now.